My very amazing guest this week on Cure America is Senator Marsha Blackburn from the great state of Tennessee.
Yes.
She has a new book out. Thank you for
Yes.
coming. Thank you for writing your new book, Senator Marsha
And
Blackburn.
thank you for the endorsement.
Yes,
You're on the
I'm
book.
listed there.
The back cover.
Mind of a Conservative Woman, Seeking the Best for Family and Country. And how appropriate for right now, the time that we're in.
You know what, the other day I was doing an interview, Star, and this host said, you know what, this is all about today. And I said, yes, indeed it is. I said, in 2019, when I wrote the book, it was written as a very intentional way to address the prejudice and preferencing and bias against conservative women that we see in the media and in the marketplace, the corporate world. And women so often say, I need a way to defend myself. Right. You know, how do you defend yourself? So this is a good tutorial for them. But as the host said, how quickly did you write this book? I said, I wrote it in 2019. I said, it is just God's timing. Right. That we wrote this in 2019, and here in the crux, as this book is coming out, is we're in the crux of the fight of this presidential, and now we have a Supreme Court vacancy that people are saying we need to hear from conservative women, and it is going to be a conservative woman that will be nominated to be on the bench, a constitutionalist judge that we will all have to stand and defend and say why we choose to be a conservative, why we choose to stand on that Judeo-Christian ethic.
Right. Well, you tell all about your story in the book and your journey even to come here in Washington. And I'm so excited. You're my friend, and we met when you first came. And you're now sitting on the United States Senate, and you're also on the Judiciary Committee.
Right.
You won right as Kavanaugh was
That's right.
having his debate. Tell us a little bit about that journey, and then I want to get to the hour we're in today, that you're sitting on the committee that is going to determine whether we're going to be able to get that Supreme Court justice.
Right. And you know, Star, I'm one of those. I grew up in a conservative family, and the civic life, the church life, our Christian citizenship was what much of my family life was about, and the accountabilities that I was held to. And as I went to college, I realized there were those with a different opinion than me.
And growing up in the South, I guess we would
yes. And so anyway, I said, this is a time for me to exercise what I believe in and learned how to respectfully debate. And then getting into the business world, I realized I centered my actions on, I call the Big Five: faith, family, freedom, hope, and opportunity. And that is kind of my 5-word mission statement of what I put my energies:
faith,
family, freedom, hope, and opportunity. And that is something that kind of comes from within as you try to define yourself and your mission. But my husband and I have 2 children and now 3 beautiful grandchildren. And as my children got older and were in school, then I moved into elective office. Never thought I would be in elective office. But as I say, God has a sense of humor. And He decides, you know, this is something that He has planned and opens those doors. And I believe in walking through those doors when they are opened.
Well, He's mission driven. We know that of the Lord. And so when He's looking at your life, it just fit to come to Washington at that particular time. I mean, you've navigated through, and now you're on the Senate. There's 100 people there, but you're one of the only conservatives.
Yes, I was.
Conservative women there.
Right. I was talking to this friend of mine who leads a women's Bible study, and she said, Marsha, I'm going to use this book for the Bible study because it has a great foreword. Newt Gingrich Rich, who's been a wonderful mentor, wrote the foreword to the book. And then I go through the history of conservatism and go back to Jerusalem and the 12 tribes of Israel, from which we draw our Federalist principles and our Judeo-Christian ethic. And then we go to Athens, because from the Greeks we got the underpinning of philosophy and of social awareness. And then we go to Rome, and that is where we get the law and political awareness, and then to London for our legislative structure with Parliament, then to Philadelphia for our founding documents. And we go back and we look at the writings of de Tocqueville and Edmund Burke and the impact of the French Revolution versus the American Revolution. And then come
which
forward.
Which is different, which is very different. And I think that that's what you've been brought to Washington to help defend. Now, very quickly, I want to go into today and what's going to happen with the court, because you've been placed here for this moment. Interesting, as you said, that you would write the book to lead you to this moment, to now have to speak into the hour where we have an opportunity for conservative to be placed on the United States Supreme Court, and you're going to be right there defending this. Tell me a little bit about your emotions behind it and what you're thinking about.
For me, it is something that is a very welcomed challenge, because I do think that preserving our freedoms for the future is absolutely a necessity. I think that every mother has hope, and hope is really a down payment on the future. That is your claim that you're going to make something happen, and they want that opportunity for their children. Now, it means that we need a Supreme Court that is going to stand on the Constitution, that is going to stand for the rule of law. So for me, this is an opportunity to work with a nominee and make certain that they are going to be a constitutionalist judge. We do not need activist judges.
Well, that was one of the beautiful things that Donald Trump did when he was still running before he became the president. He said, here's who I will put on the court. And people rallied behind it, and now he's selecting, and so it's going to be a little bitter.
We've got 216 judges at Senate Judiciary Committee, 216 to the federal bench. And you know what, Star? You know the type of person that President Trump is going to pick. Joe Biden will not tell you who he is going to even consider for nomination.
Well, we know what their philosophy is, and now with them saying that they're going to do anything and there's nothing off the table, I think that, I'm praying that everyone on the right is prepared for that battle, because you are going to have hearings and you're going to vote.
That's right, we are. And we know it's going to be a battle, but how important it is for our nation and for posterity that we choose a constitutionalist and put on the Supreme Court.
And now for our grandchildren, because we both have grandchildren, and we're looking forward to that moment that we can say we were there. We helped make sure that your country stayed free for you, and now it's your turn. Marsha, thank you.
Delighted to join you.